What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Hey, Antonio. Hey, Antonio. How you doing? Y'all, come on in the room. Antonio is with Antonio today. I haven't fed him, and I'm gonna tell y'all why in a second, right before we go on. But come on in the room. Welcome to REI Decoded. This group is designed to help people who are aspiring investors, new to investing, learn how to eliminate some of the challenges that you have, get off the sideline and get into the game. Antonio and I have been where you are, and we have made it our mission to help more people who are just like where we were get to where you want to be so that you're not spinning your wheels trying to figure it out on your own. We are your guides, we are your leaders in helping you accomplish your goals when it comes to real estate, build wealth, build financial freedom, all while doing it as a side hustle. All right. My name is Ashley Denmark. This is my handsome husband, Antonio Denmark. Y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room. So, as you guys are coming in, today's training, it is literally one of those trainings that took us from doing 1 to 2 deals a year as a part time hustle to being able to do a minimum of 10 deals a year consistently year over year. All right. You gonna say hey?
I ain't quite ready yet.
This training is brought to you by what? Ruffles.
Ruffles, baby. And courtesy of Jimmy Shallow.
The courtesy of House of Cuts. Right. Hey, Karen. Hey, Devin. Happy summer to those of you who are smack dead in the summer. Hey, Miss Tate. Hey, Mr. Hep. Let's get it going, Tanya. You gonna tell everybody hey real quick as I share? If you guys have not gotten your tickets yet to the Dynamic Funding Tour, make sure you get your tickets. The next date is June 21st, and that is in Birmingham, Alabama. Then we have one in July that's going to be in Montgomery, Alabama.
June.
Let's do it.
We believe in partnership. There's time, there's talent, and there's treasure. First thing you need to do is identify what you have. And once you identify what you have, start looking for other people that don't have what you have. A lot of the things you hear us do, a lot of the things that we talk about, they're from experiences.
We want you to get creative. We want you to think outside the box because that's really where it lies. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, if you have not grabbed your tickets, make sure you grab it. I'll put the banner up in just a few so that you can make sure you grab your tickets to the Dynamic Funding Tour. All right.
So private funding help us grow our business, but private funding can help you start your business. All right. And let me just kind of explain to you how it helped us and how it can help you. When we started buying low-end properties, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So we didn't need private investors for that amount of money. We was able to kind of save up that money and go. But when we got ready to do flips and we got ready to do bigger projects, that's when private capital came into play.
Mm-hmm.
So where we used it to grow, you can use it to start. And that's one of the cheat codes that we like to say is you don't have to do real estate from your own pockets. When you stop looking at real estate from your own pockets, real estate becomes a seat. It becomes a limited amount of opportunities because you're not looking at real estate from your credit or your pockets. And this training is so important, especially if you haven't done one and you're struggling with that financial piece. This is a must-watch episode for you.
Absolutely. That well said, Tanya. Grab your pens, grab your papers. Make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you're asking questions. This training is absolutely for you. So I want you to hit us up in the comments, in the chats, and make sure you're asking us questions. If you are watching this training live, make sure you put live in the chat so we know who's watching it live. And if you're watching it replay, I want you to put replay in the chat, but I still want you to ask your questions as we'll be monitoring this chat throughout the next few days just to make sure we're able to answer your questions and get you the assistance you need. All right, y'all ready
You
to
got
go?
something to give away? You give away
We
something today?
do. We're giving away our script today. We're giving away our script today. So I'm excited that you guys get to see how Antonio and myself, when we search for private money lenders. Do you want to throw in something else? How good you feeling today?
Isn't what you said.
You want to throw in your
I'm not feeling the best because I ain't ate but about 10 chips, but
okay, y'all. So today's training was brought to you by Chips because I was juicing this morning and like literally a few minutes right before, but I realized I had beet juice and I didn't think it would be too smart to drink it since my hands have been not really stained, but it was stained earlier with the beets that I was cutting. I figured the juice was just gonna stain everything. So Antonio has an egg, so he'll be okay.
somebody please tell her that juicing is not a meal replacement.
It is a meal
Juicing
replacement.
is just go along with what you eat to make you look healthier, to get the vitamins and nutrients you're missing. It's not a meal replacement, all right?
It's a meal replacement. What's up, Miss Key? I see you, Karen. I see you, Tori. All right, let's do it. You ready?
I've been waiting on you. I thought we started, honestly, but I guess we didn't.
So, when we say private lending, it sounds like such a big phrase. It sounds like a big word. Like, ooh, how am I going to find private lending? Let me clarify this. When it comes to private money lenders, private money investors, they are literally the most basic people that you can find. Okay, it's not your traditional banks. It's not your Chase, Wells Fargo. It's not your real estate lenders, your hard money lenders. No, these are private investors, people that look like you and people that look like me. Oftentimes, investors throw that word around as if it is something like top notch, something far fetched that it takes a lot to achieve. But no, a private money investor is literally people who look like you. In fact, they are your family members, they are your friends, they are your co-workers, they are friends of friends,
Your church members,
your clients that you already have. Like those are literally your private money investors. Okay.
Sometimes like hard money lenders be like, we're private lenders. They're not private lenders. If you got to fill out an application for them, they're not a private lender. Most private lenders, no, I don't know a private lender that got an application process. All right.
Not many. Those are more so of your hard money lenders by the time they ask for it, but they may be using that name as private money as private money lenders, but they really aren't if they're asking for an application. What, I interrupted you?
No. I just thought about something.
What did you think about?
I was just thinking about we should get them our not only the script, but our what is it called? Ashley?
Your template?
No. Oh, we show all of our old projects. Our
when you figure it out,
credibility packet.
That was what I was talking about. When I
You
said
ain't
the
never
template.
say that though.
The template. That's exactly what I was talking about. All right. So, deal. If today's training, y'all just start dropping it so I know. If you want our private money script and the credibility packet, just put me in the chat. Keep it simple. Put me in the chat. What's up, Sheena? Put me in the chat and we'll make sure we get it out to you. All right. So let's talk. We talked about what a private money investor wasn't, right? So that's your traditional banks. All right. That's what a private money lender is not. They're gonna make you go through the hoops when it comes to getting money versus you get to set your own terms when you're using a private money investor. All right. What are some characteristics, Antonio, of a private money investor?
Characteristics of a private money investor is someone who has money or credit and they're not doing anything with it. All right. They may have a 401k. They may have a 700 credit score. They may have some money in the bank. These are all characteristics that I'm looking for when it comes to a private money investor.
Absolutely. I see y'all me's in the chat. Got it. So sometimes they have a combination of what Antonio said. Sometimes they have more than the other, one more than the other. But literally, they are all around you. And it is so important to start telling people exactly what it is that you were looking for, exactly what it is that you were doing, because it is in those conversations where you find that private money investor. All right. So don't just, and I know this is something that we like to say, and I'm going to keep telling y'all until we blue in the face. Don't say, I'm trying to be quiet. I'm going to show everybody what I'm working on when I start working on it. No, tell everybody while you're in the process, because that's what's going to help you achieve your goals and achieve them at a faster rate. All right. So no more being quiet. Tell people, hey, I'm looking to invest in real estate. I'm needing something. I'm needing a partner, something, because that's what's going to help you get into the game.
All right. So just some cliff notes, because we're gonna talk about this on different trainers. But if they got credit, like you can take a person who has a 700 credit score and go get business funding in 30 days and make them your private investor. If they have a old 401k, you can take that 401k, roll it over to a Roth IRA, a self-directed Roth IRA, and now y'all can become partners. All right. If they got cash, that's self-explanatory. But it's not only cash that make a private money investor. These other things also can make up a private money investor.
Yeah. And typically that investor is someone who doesn't have the time to look after projects. They may not know enough when it comes to investing. They may not feel confident that they understand the ins and outs when it comes to managing the project, when it comes to finding the deal. So those are the things that you bring to the table and why they would want to partner with you. So not all private investors understand that, but just know that as you are finding your partner, that's the best route. All right. And so some of the benefits when it comes to a private money investor is you can do, like Antonio said earlier, on our first deals, we were doing cash properties. We were building our portfolio based off of cash properties, using our personal credit and using our savings. That's what helped us build the first 12 houses. But as we decided that we wanted to do more, we wanted to flip, we wanted to learn more, those projects cost more, and we couldn't financially hold doing those projects and living life, doing multiple of those projects. So private money investors helped us do bigger deals. They helped us go from doing 1 to 2 deals a year to doing multiple deals a year. And then they allowed us to use our savings. For us, what we used it for was helping grow and scale our team. It can help you save your money for a rainy day. It can help you grow and scale. It kind of depends on what your goals are. Is this something you want to continue doing part-time as a side hustle, or is this something you want to go in one day and do a full-time? That dictates where your savings go. You want to add anything?
I mean, I thought both did the second one, but you keep going sometimes. I just let you keep doing it.
Just go.
You know,
If you
tap
want to
me
add
in with
anything,
your
tap.
Also, the benefit of private money is you're helping them grow. This is not a one-sided thing. All right. This is not a thing where you get all the benefits and they are just your guinea pigs or they are just your doormats. All right. You are creating a win-win environment so that you can win and they can win, and you can help them make money. Even if they don't know nothing about real estate, even if they had the slightest idea of what real estate is going on in real estate, you can help make them money because $2, $3, $4, $5,000 of extra money will help anybody I know.
Yeah. How many of you, if you were making $5,000 extra, let's say in 3 months, would that help you? Raise your hand. Let me know if that would help you. If you were lending money and you didn't have to do any work, it's what I like to call in your sleep money. Would that help you? Put yes in the chat.
5,000 in 3 months, 5,000 in 6 months to help.
Right.
Like, especially if I'm not necessarily doing none of the work. I mean,
and just think about it. I see y'all. Just think about it. You go to work every day, and some people make $3,000 a month that they bring home. And think about how hard that labor is and intensity of working that full-time job, 40 hours a week to get $3,000 a month, to be able to not work 40 hours a week and get that same $3,000 to $5,000. Like that's a different mindset. Let me say that. And it's a different life. Yeah, I see my yeses. Absolutely.
And I'm gonna paint a small picture of our second or third investor. So he didn't have money. All right. This was one of our coaches. He didn't have money, but he had good credit. So what we did was we went and got business funding. He got like 45,000 in business funding. All right. Didn't cost him anything. We paid for the fund. We paid the person who got the funding from the funding. So we got 45,000 in business funding. We paid that person $5,000. So now we got $40,000 left. Basically, when we was doing deals, we only needed $20,000 at that point in time. So we told him if he gave us $20,000, we'll give him back $5,000. I think it was like 5-6 months. Let's say 6 months to make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he had 2 deals going at one time. So if the first deal took 3 months, he got $5,000. The second deal, another 3 months, he got another $5,000. So it was just rolling over because he had multiple deals going just off of $40,000.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it, he didn't invest anything.
No.
All he did was say, hey, man, I signed for this stuff. You got to make sure you manage it. So for us, it was a win-win situation because we were burning the properties and he was getting his $5,000. We were getting tenants, and it was a beautiful situation. Mm-hmm. So understand that one deal is good, but if you can get a private investor to get more than one deal going, and now they got paydays every other month, every 3 months, man, they gonna absolutely love you.
Absolutely. But it is important to sometimes you gotta explain to them what the process is. You gotta help them so that they understand it. But know that at the end of the day, private money investors are looking to invest in you. All right. So there's somebody out there that believes in you more than you believe in yourself. You just have to find out who they are and make sure that you are working to help the both of you and make it win-win situations. All right.
With the private money investor, they're not asking what your credit score is. Mm-mm. Like those are things that private money ain't worried about. They're not asking what's your DTI. They're not asking how long you've been on your job. Like it is literally, it reminds me of when I was in school and I call home to mama and say, "Mama, I need such and such."
And mama
send it.
Your mama did not send it.
If I call, she send it. I just ain't call. But if I call, she'll try her best to send it. But it's the same situation.
College school. Not, I thought you were saying like in elementary school. Like your mama was not coming to
not in elementary school, in college. But it's the same concept.
Okay.
It's not a huge qualification. Now they might want to ask where it's going, what we're doing. Can I go see the property? Yes. But it's not a lender type situation to where they want everything to line up.
Absolutely. And let me say this. Whenever you have a private money investor, they should always be lending on the property, all right? It's not a handshake thing, it's not a dap it up thing. It's literally a note in a mortgage that needs to take place or a partnership that needs to take place on paper so that everyone knows what are the returns, when is the expected payout, what are the ramifications if it doesn't happen, are there any late fees? Like, you really need to have that conversation and put it on paper, not just have the conversation, but put it in writing so that everyone remembers, because you can say it today and 6 months later you forget, like, now what did I negotiate? What did I say? Like, I know it made sense, but now you have forgotten. So make sure it's on paper so that everyone knows what those terms are. Did you want to add anything to that?
Not right now.
Okay. So we like to call private money lenders can do one or two things. They can lend on a portion. They can lend on a portion, or they can lend on the entire deal. All right. When we have hard money lenders lend on a portion, we call that our gap lenders. All right. They are filling in the gaps between what we have to bring to the table and what the hard money lender is asking us to bring to the table. All right.
Say that again. We ain't bringing nothing.
They are filling the gap on what we're supposed to bring to the table for the hard money lender. They're going to fill in that gap versus what the hard money lender is lending on. So, for example, when you're dealing with a hard money lender, say you're dealing with Dennos Funding. You're dealing with Dennos Funding, and Dennos Funding is going to is going to pay for, let's say you're doing a fix and flip loan, and they're going to do your purchase and your rehab. But you have to come to the closing table with your points and your interest. All right.
Your insurance,
your appraisal, your lender fees, those fees. So typically, depending on your deal, let's say minimum $10,000 is what you're coming to the table with. Your private investor, instead of you coming to the table with that $10,000, your private investor can lend that $10,000, fill in that gap from what the lender needs you to bring and bring it in for you. Now you're investing without using any of your own money. All right.
So that's what we call a gap lender. A gap lender isn't necessarily giving all the money. They're just giving the portion that the hard money lender needs to make the deal work. All right. Now you can have a private lender that does all of it. You have private lenders that does all the purchase, all the rehab, and we split the money. Like, we've had those too. They are few and far between, but we've had it. It's so much easier to find a gap lender versus a person that got all the funds. Because with a gap lender, most of the time, 20, 25, 30,000 is all they really need. Mm-hmm. It's easier to find somebody that got that versus $200,000
or $300,000. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Say I got it. For those of you who are watching it live, make sure you let us know you're watching it live. Put live in the chat. For those of you who are watching it on replay, put replay in the chat. Okay, I think y'all got it.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's talk about the conversation.
This is it. This the goal, y'all. Like, yes, you gotta, in an ideal world, put your presentation together, show them some numbers. That stuff is cool, but that's not what they lending. All right.
Right. But let's say if you want that packet to where what we send to our private money investors so that they understand the information when it comes to the pocket, when it comes to the project or the house, make sure you put me in the chat. And if you want our private money script, make sure you put me in the chat and we'll get those both out to you. All right.
So the biggest thing, and early on we didn't do this. So this is something that we developed as we got better at asking for private lenders, as we got better at having the conversations about private lenders, as we got better about going to different trainings. So I can't tell you we had this from the beginning. This is why you're going to be so good, because you got it early. All right. Whenever you are looking for a private lender, The first thing I'm gonna tell you is you need to go practice this at least 10 times to build your confidence. All right. And even if it's 10 people that you really don't think got it, you're working on the experience of talking about it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing I want you to do is go make you a list of 10 people to go have this conversation with. All right. So even if you fumble it, jumble it, mess it all up, you're going to get the experience of doing it. All right. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to ask them, you're not going to ask them directly, hey, do you want to be a private investor? I got a deal just for you. That's not how that conversation goes.
That's the first way to get a no thank you.
No thank you.
Not at this time. Maybe next time.
I'm a little too eager, buddy. But how you want to do it is you want to go to the person who you think is a private lender, and you want to go to them and say, hey, do you know anybody that's interested in investing in real estate and getting a 10, 15, 20% return, or even doing a 50-50 deal with me? I'm a real estate investor. I come across deals all the time. Sometimes I can't do all of them because I don't have all the funds, or funds are tied up in other projects. But do you know anybody that would be interested in maybe investing in real estate, and I'll do all the hard work?
And they're going to be like, absolutely. Like, because I'm thinking right now, like, absolutely, Tonya. And I'm going to always throw in, like, the in your sleep money. Like, this is an opportunity for them to make in your sleep money without physically doing the work. And they're going to be like, well, what's in your sleep money? And I'm going to tell them, in your sleep money is when you're making money without actually physically doing the work. You can go to sleep, wake up, and still make money versus managing the contractors, versus finding the deals, versus marketing for the deals. Like, there's so many ways that you can still make money just by being a lender.
And the key is, don't ask them directly, can they do it? Ask them, do they know somebody?
Yeah.
Because that lightens the mood, that opens the room up for conversations. And if they are interested, they're going to change the conversation, and they're going to say, hey, tell me more about what's going on. What you doing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it also lowers the blow on you. So if they say no, you don't feel like they told you no directly because you didn't ask them directly. You asked them if they knew of anyone, which chances are, now that you guys are having this conversation, they may start thinking of someone that may be able to do it or may want to do it if it's not them.
And even once they might be like, you know what, man, Uncle Joe might be interested in that, man. Go talk to Uncle Joe about that. When I go to Uncle Joe, I'm still not going to Uncle Joe and saying, hey, Mr. Microphone said you might be interested in investing in real estate. You got some money? I'm still using the same play. I'm still going to Mr. Joe, Uncle Joe, like, what up, Uncle Joe, man? I might refer to Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike said you might know somebody who want to invest in some real estate, man. Mm-hmm. So it's always an indirect thing so that it lightens the atmosphere. All right. Mm-hmm. And if somebody tells you no, it don't hurt your feelings at that point in time. Mm-hmm. All right. And early on, you are going to get told no.
And guess what? No's are actually okay, because there's a certain amount of no's that you have to come across before you say yes. So every time you hear a no, I want you to get excited by hearing that no. And I want you to be like, okay, that's another one. Okay, that's another one. That no is going to make you perfect your conversation. It's going to make you get better with your craft. It's going to give you some reps, because nothing comes without having reps. It's going to give you some reps in the game. And thirdly, that no is going to build up that confidence, and you're going to watch how you start developing. And then that next one, when you get that yes, now you know how many no's it took to get a yes. So when you do it again, you know, okay, well, I might have to go through 4 no's before I get to a yes. So I'm trying to hurry up and get through these 4 no's, because that 5th one, I know from last time for repetition that the 5th one was a yes.
Okay, pro tip. Let's say Mr. Microphone, he getting excited. You can see it in his eyes. That conversation changes. He like, tell me more. Like, I'm interested. Mm-hmm. Pro tip. Never have a deal right then. All right? You got to listen to me now. It's all psychology. Never have a deal right then. You know, We don't have anything right now you can lend on, but we got some stuff in the pipeline coming up. Now, once I get all the information, I can get back with you to kind of tell you percentages and all those
And
type
what
of
it
things
looks like.
and what it looks like. But right now, I don't have anything. I'm just trying to look for people that's at least interested in it. So when I do get something, I know who to come to.
Mhm.
Now when we have that one-on-one meeting, now I'm coming direct because I know he's interested. I'm coming. This is the plan. This is the property. This is the percentage breakdown. I'm open to having those conversations. And if you don't got percentages, you don't know percentages, don't talk percentages.
Right.
Just
Talk
say how much
what
you
you know.
want.
Yeah. How much would
What
you like
makes
to
you
make?
happy?
And let me say this: if you have to do a deal, and that private investor is only lending a portion, not the whole deal, but they're not excited with that percentage that you give them. They're not excited with making 5,000 in 6 months. Maybe they're not. You need to do whatever you need to do to make that deal work. So if they need to split the profit with you 50-50, then that's what works. All right.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. You get them happy, you get them back their money, you make sure you've done it right, and then you can redo the process over and over, and then you can renegotiate. All right.
So it's so important, y'all. On that first one, don't get caught up on the money, y'all. It's all about the experience. It's all about the social proof. Because once you get social proof on managing projects, on finding projects, on selling projects, other people will start coming at you about investing, not the other way around. But you gotta start. Like, they don't gotta know what your percentage was on the other deal. They don't even really gotta know if you made money on that deal. It's all about, did you do it? Did you buy the property? Did you rehab the property? Did you disposition the property? That's all that matters. And when you get that first property, every other day, if you a person that needs somebody with treasure, you can go live. Every day you telling about what you're doing, what's going on. You're talking about your challenges. You're talking about your wins. Every day you are your own commercial. You are your own billboard on social media, telling everybody what you're doing.
That just brought back a memory from college when you said that. My marketing teacher, when I was actually my public relations teacher, she said, if you can't promote yourself, you can't even promote nobody else. So you got to be able to promote what it is that you're doing, because that's what's going to make you thrive and succeed in this world.
Totally agree. So, like, remember, private money helped us grow. It took us to a whole nother atmosphere. But for you, it can help you get started. The number one thing that's stopping a lot of people from getting started is the money part.
Yeah.
And if you can go solve this part, you can get going.
So don't let it stop you, but let's put it all together, Tonio. All right. So you're gonna have the conversation. You're gonna get up before you have the conversation. You're gonna make a list of 10 people. All right. 10 people that you think will be a good private investor for you. All right. You're gonna make that list with the 10 people. Then you're gonna go start having those conversations. No, you don't have to have a deal under contract, but you can get some yeses, some commitments, some potentials in line, and then immediately you need to start looking for a deal. All right. That does not mean don't look for a deal while you're talking to them. You should be doing it simultaneously, but don't tell them about a deal, even if you have one, immediately right then. All right. Get their commitments, get their buy-ins on exactly what it is that they're looking for, and exactly if they're agree to be a lender, a private money lender. All right. Places to go look for them: your barbershops, your salons, your mailman, your friends and family, church members.
So I'm gonna just tell y'all some of the people that have been lenders for us.
Cousins.
I coach football. Three of my coaches was private lenders for me. One of them got me somebody else that became a private lender. My mom has been both our mom have been private lenders at one point. Auntie has been a private lender. A random guy, I coach basketball, but he coached I coach football, he coached girls basketball, and we ain't never talked. But he became a big lender for me.
Co-workers for me have became private lenders for us. That I didn't even have a really deep relationship with, We kind of developed that later. So like literally money is all around you, all right?
So another guy who became a private investor, we went to him about a housing program he had.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we left out of this housing program, he was a private investor.
Mm-hmm.
So like private investors are all around you guys, but you gotta have the confidence and you gotta have the desire and the want to make it happen and have these conversations.
And then ask yourself, like, is this what I really want to do? Like, don't keep putting off what you want to do until tomorrow. Make it happen. Like, go have those conversations. Try it even though you're scared. Do it scared. It's okay. But you have to do it. You have to break through that fear. You have to push yourself through it because we're in June. We are 6 months into the year. And some of you told me last year, November. Some of you told me last year, October, that this is what you were going to do and you were going to figure it out anyway. So guess what? You don't have to figure it out. I'm telling you how to do it. Just take the steps. All right. Everything does not have to line up. All right. Everything in life will never line up. But you have to make sure you create that order as much as you can. And the things that you have no control over, you just have to go. All right. You got to take massive, imperfect actions because that's what's going to help you get to your goal. You look like you in deep thought. What's going on?
Man, I went to La La Land on you real quick. I'm gonna come back though. If you find someone that has a 401k or something like that, and also with the retirement thing, for a lot of people, you don't gotta pull your full retirement. All right, you can just roll a portion of the retirement over and invest it. So, like when you talk about a retirement, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, I ain't touching my retirement." But you like, no, you don't got to liquidate all your retirement. We're not even liquidating your retirement at all. All we're doing is we're rolling your retirement over into another retirement vehicle. And we're going to use that vehicle to invest in real estate. Mm-hmm. There is no penalties for rolling your retirement over, all right?
There are penalties for liquidating it, but there are not penalties for rolling it into a Roth IRA where you can control what you invest in. And that's what you're telling them, like, you can roll into a Roth IRA and you can invest in real estate that way. It allows you to pick which you want to invest in. Stock, real estate, whatever it is, that's what it allows you to do.
Madison Trust is a good person to have good company to have those conversations with. They specialize in the self-directed IRAs. Mm-hmm. So if you got somebody that's kind of on the fence about it, man, set up a 15-minute consultation and let them explain exactly how it works. You don't got to know it all. All right?
Say that again.
Which part?
You don't have to know it all.
You don't have to know it all right? You just got to know enough about it to set up a meeting to have a conversation. If that person got a good credit score, contact Dendos Funding. We can explain the whole process of getting business funding and the pros and the cons and the process. You don't got to know all that. Right. Just get them interested and get them to the person that can answer the questions that they need answered. And don't act like you know if you don't know. Be honest with them. Right. I can't necessarily answer that question directly, but I do know the people who can. Mm-hmm. All right.
Any other questions, you guys? Remember, if you want a copy of our private money script and our template for our private investors, drop me in the chat and we'll get it out to you.
All right.
What's the type of account you can roll retirement into and use it for investing in real estate? A Roth IRA, a self-directed Roth IRA.
But it's key that you say self-directed, all right? Mm-hmm. Because what self-directed means is you are controlling where it goes. You are picking the business you want to invest in. You are picking the real estate you want to invest in. Now, there's also something called a checkbook self-directed IRA where you can actually write the checks yourself and buy the properties outright within that account. All right, that take a little more experience. Everybody don't do that, but understand that self-directed IRA is what you want to talk about. All right, and Madison Trust is a company that we have used in the past for self-directed IRA.
Great question, Amy. Any other questions, you guys? Ooh, okay. Is every property always going to be a deal? No, absolutely not. Every property is not going to be a deal. When it comes to a deal, the numbers need to work. All right. There should be comps in the area that support that property, whether you are going to flip it or you're going to buy and hold it. There should be numbers. Numbers don't lie. All right. Numbers are going to tell you if it's growing or if it's not growing. But every deal is not a deal.
Definitely not a deal.
Now, one thing I can say is real estate over time,
It's forgiving.
it's forgiving. So even if you don't have a deal, you may get better over time and it's forgiving.
Yes. So if you let's say you buy it wrong, if you hold it long enough, it'll become a good property. You'll cash flow from it. So everything isn't a deal, but the thing about real estate is it is forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Within a 4 to 5 year span, most of the time, everything that appreciated, your principal pay down, you created equity, you usually can get out of a deal, even if you buy it wrong.
Absolutely. Great question, though. Great question. I see you, Amy. Amy says she's taking notes, but her internet is acting up. It's so clear. All right. So I want you to first make sure you write your list of 10 people. That's step one. Start having this conversation. If you haven't dropped me in the chat and you want our private money script, make sure you drop me in the chat so that we can get it out to you.
We're going about bewares.
Let's talk about the
All right. So we'll go with some bewares. Borrower bewares, lender bewares.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because everybody that's listening isn't on here to borrow money. There are listeners who actually looking to lend money. Mm-hmm. And I've seen a couple of them in here. All right. So I'm going to go with borrower beware first. All right. First thing I want to make sure I tell my borrowers is don't take too much money.
Absolutely.
All right. Do not borrow too much money. If you need 20,000, borrow 20,000.
Not 30.
Not 30,000. All right. That's how you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me how I know.
Sorry.
All right. Don't borrow too much money. Take what you need. The second thing that I say beware of, no matter what happens in that deal, pay your lender back. Mm-hmm. I don't care how you got. You drinking that water, I'm thirsty.
Well, I meant to give it to you, but then I opened it and took a sip.
Yeah. Make sure you pay your lenders back. If everything goes wrong with this project, pay your lenders back, all right? Because if you can pay them back, more than likely they'll reinvest in you. You don't even really gotta make money, but you gotta pay them back under any circumstance. Pay them back. The third thing is communicate with them. Even though they gonna say, "I don't want to be a part of the deal," I don't tell them. Keep them informed. Let them know what's going on. Invite them to your project. That way they build confidence in you, and then they can go tell other people what you got going on. All right. So those were my borrower bewares. You got any borrower bewares, man?
Beware that the lender may not understand everything. So have patience and do your best to explain the process as much as possible. That you know, or either hire legal counsel to either help you, or hire somebody that knows more than you to help you explain it and navigate through that. Let me say that.
All right, so this is to my lenders. If you private lender, you lending out money, you getting business funding, you doing your thing. This is to my lenders. All right. Never do a deal if you don't get a note and mortgage. All right. Or you're not a part of the business that's doing the deal. Mm-hmm. All right. Don't give no just handshake money, no under the table money. Always use a lawyer to close your deals. That's so important because a lawyer is going to make sure that that property has a clean title. And if there's issue, the lawyer can tell you if you are lending on the property. Mm-hmm. All right. What's another lender beware? You got another one for me?
Lender beware. Know if it's a deal. You have to know sometimes for yourself as a lender, is this truly a deal? Are we in too much, or is this just right? Because what you don't want to do is lend on something and then the numbers say that they already over leveraged on the deal, and it doesn't even make sense for you to get your money back. So making sure you understand that it is a deal, they're not over leveraged before you lend on it, unless you're fine with that and you're just doing a bailout. Okay.
Lenders beware. All right, I'll say it again. Lenders beware. Make sure everything is in writing and understand what type of lender you are. Because if you are a gap lender and you are receiving a percentage, then that's all you are. But if you go into this thing as a 50-50 partner, that's a total different relationship than just a percentage lender. All right. If you go into as a 50-50 partner and things go wrong, be prepared to put more money out. All right. If you go into it just as a percentage lender, you're getting a return on your investment. If something goes wrong, that falls on the borrower.
Yeah.
All right. So make sure you clearly identify what type of investor you are. And you always talk about what happens if things don't go right. Have them uncomfortable conversations ahead of time. So it's not a secret on the back end. All right. They are uncomfortable. I trust me, I know they are. But if you have them, it makes everything go smoother in the long haul.
Yeah, because you've already talked through what happens. So if it happens, you already know what the steps are that both of you have already agreed on versus it being like a sticker shock. So absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
Any more questions? We're gonna get out of here, man. Ask your questions. Don't forget, Dynamic Funding Tour is coming up. Our meetup is coming up in Birmingham, Alabama. So make sure you come to our meetup. That's a free event. The Dynamic Funding Tour is a small cost, but it's just really to cover event and food. It's not a money-making situation.
Absolutely. You can register today for any of our events. If you go to our website, www.thedenmarks.us. Again, it's www.thedenmarks.us, and you can register for any of our events. All right.
All right. Let's go.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. I can go eat now.